driving the plot forward is the mystery of what are these powers.
You don't care about this mystery.
You don't care about these mysteries. I care about the mysteries.
Because you read the manga. No. Lord of the Mysteries. It's a donwa, right?
Donwa.
It's a new donwa. It's been hyped up for about 2 to 3 years. Every other, 2 to 3 years, there is a big new anime that's supposed to take over the scene. We've had our Chainsaw Mans, our Jujutsu Kaisens, our free rens, our solo levelings, and etc. Lord of the Mysteries was supposed to be part of that clique. Do you agree or disagree?
I think it was supposed to be part of that clique. Like the amount of hype I had for it, I was ready for it. I've been hearing about it.
And so, do you agree or disagree that it's been a complete disaster so far? Because objectively, I feel like the only people still repping for Lord of the Mysteries are the manga people. Everybody else, yes, you could enjoy the show, and I don't take anything away from people enjoying the show. But it feels like most of the enjoyment are from manga people that already know all the details. Am I wrong for saying that?
I think you're absolutely wrong. I think, because me personally, I'll clarify this for you guys to know, but I read, so basically there was a manhwa, or a donghua I should say, that was released, that got axed. It was 47 chapters in, and I read those 47 chapters. And then that got axed, and then they decided, they're gonna make an anime, they're gonna make a new manhwa, which is currently releasing bi-weekly. I only read up to chapter 47, and it runs similarly to the anime. I just have it's like I'm being told the story twice. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't give me some major advantage. I'm kind of watching it along with you guys. I read it a long time ago. And in my opinion, it does take some attention to detail, but it's nowhere near as confusing or convoluted as people draw it out to be. I think they leave a lot to inference. I think they leave a lot to you to not be stupid and catch on to certain things and understand that this is what we're showing you. And the story is moving very fast anime wise. There are times when it's okay, we are moving quick, we are rolling right now.
And I feel like that's the problem. How you just started it is the problem with the show. Because you said I wrote 47 chapters, then they axed it, why is this anime, out of all the anime I've ever watched, I have to do homework for this anime? And just, that's the problem, right? Because if I'm going to a bookstore and I choose to buy Lord of the Mysteries, then I'll do what's necessary. But we have to be honest. When we're watching television shows, especially if for the first time we don't know anything really about it, we're just starting to watch an anime, who the hell wants to do homework? Now I have a bunch of Lord of the Mystery fans telling me to go on YouTube, telling me to go on Google. Bro, why can't the producers do a better job producing the show instead of telling me to learn about the show when I'm not watching the show and I just started the show?
Here's what I think the fans are saying. I think what they're saying is that it's not as complicated or convoluted as people are making it out to be when you're watching it. Because I personally am not confused or convoluted. It's not convoluted.
You read it!
No, but I'm watching it as it goes. Like I said, it's like I'm watching it for the sake of time. The manhwa didn't give me any major details or major advantage to have that you guys don't. What I did is, if I don't understand something or something is complicated, I'll either go back in to watch it, or I'll watch a YouTube video to understand what I missed and how I missed it. It's not like I agree, sometimes it moves very quickly. Sometimes things are rushed, or sometimes things aren't even explained. But you can tell that when something isn't explained, they're setting it up to be explained in the future. And I think Lord of the Mysteries, what it's doing is that it's setting up to do it. Kind of like how Dune 1. They throw you into the world, and then they build up to tell you about everything, and then they build up to send you into Dune 2. But not everything needs to be explained.
But you know what the biggest difference is?
What?
Dune 1 was a good movie. That's
Lord of the Mysteries has been good.
No, because I just started talking about the power system. But the power system isn't the issue with the show. The issue with the show is the production and the way they're telling the story.
What about the production?
The most recent episode 5.
Yeah.
You watched it, right?
I watched it, yeah.
So they're looking for, what's his name, Trish?
Trish, yeah.
They're looking for Trish in this underground market, correct?
Yeah.
They found Trish. After they find Trish, there's a chase scene, right?
Yeah.
One of the worst choreographed chase scenes I've ever seen in anime. And they were low-key biting off the chase scene OST of Inception. I noticed that. But that's not the issue. The issue was new location. Great, okay, let's see the location. They see Trish, and then Trish is getting chased, but the camera work is like weird, awkward. We're zooming into the top, then we're going back to the district, then the top, and now they're at the top. They just left the district, but we just got introduced to the district. It's like, it seems like this show is asking, it's like they're doing the show for the manga people. It's like they don't give a fuck about the anime only people, because it seems like this show is really relying on people to do their own research and etc. It's kind of like, imagine season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I know you've seen those 1-hour videos explaining Gojo's and like the domains with the refinement. They didn't do that in the anime. They found a way to explain it for an anime. So it's like, if Jujutsu Kaisen in season 1 were like, oh yeah man, just go watch like a YouTube video, we're just gonna force everything in the first episode, and then we're just gonna go to each plot line. Every episode is a different plot line, so we're not really building relationship with the characters, we're just going along. It's like, how are anime only people that don't just want to glaze it, we just want to watch it, and if it's good, enjoy it? How are we supposed to enjoy that experience?
I'll tell you how to enjoy it. You be patient. You wait for them to tell you and show you what's going on. No, it's not trash though. Okay, the animation is incredible. The cinematography is incredible. The animation is okay. The power, it's incredible. No, the animation is stunning. I don't know what you're talking about. The backgrounds, the illuminations, everything about the animation so far has been incredible. What you will say about the chase scene, I will give you some credit for it, because sometimes the action scenes are hard to follow along with, where it's like a lot is happening at once. Even like episode 3 when they were fighting the clown, I think that it was choreographed beautifully. But I think there are times when in certain fights it's kind of hard to follow along, where you're like, who's winning, who's hitting what's hitting who, like it gets kind of confusing at times. But I will say though, like, I think people are being incredibly harsh about it, because if you take it for what it is, and on top of that, Lord of the Mysteries, the name is like, it's in the name, like it's Lord of the Mysteries. Not everything needs to be explained. Everything is a mystery. That's why you have to pay attention. I feel like they're setting it up where like things are gonna happen, and you had to have paid attention in this moment. That's why I'm always watching it with a discreet eye, a keen eye.
And wait, that's another thing that the manga fans keep trying to get away with. People have their complaints. Oh, this makes no sense. Oh, the way they're telling the story is like, it's not engaging. No, it's called a mystery for no. Like, we're not gonna. No,
it's in the name.
It's not nothing about it being a mystery. It being a mystery is not what's making it bad. What's making it bad are the people animating this. That's what they're like. They're not
saying the production is just that's the only issue with it.
It's the production. It's how they're telling the story. It's how the power system was first. Because that's the thing. That's why they say the first impression is important. The first time you tell us our power system, you shouldn't have 50 things happen in the first episode. He opens a whole dimension, and then he's talking to people we don't know, and then he's a beyonder, and then he's getting chased, and like, you can't do all that in the first episode, not fully explain the powers, then tell people, oh yeah, you could go online, and then now every episode since the first episode, it's a random side plot with the killer clown, with the priest. Like, what's happening?
I think that's what the intrigue about Lord of the Mysteries is, though, is that we're viewing it from the perspective of Klein and how he was dropped into the world. You guys let me know if you agree. We're watching it from Klein's perspective, so he gets put into a world of transmigration. He doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know his bearings. So we're following along and picking things up as he's picking things up. But to him, this world is a maelstrom of madness. He has no clue what's going on. He has a new family. There's powers he's talking about, beyonders. He just wants to go back home, and that's why he did the bread ritual in the first episode, where he's trying to set up to find a way back home. And his whole goal is to set back home. Now we're introduced to the Great Fog, this mystic realm. Now we're getting introduced to the Beyonders, and strange powers, illusions, and everything. So it's like the whole show is about drawing intrigue to draw you in. It's not just about the fights and like what's going on there. I think that is like a side part of it that's being used as a tool to help him get back. But he has to uncover all these mysteries to get back to where he was.
Be honest though. Do you care? What characters do you care about on the show? Like,
I don't have to care about them.
No. I'm asking you. What characters, like when you're watching the show, like, are you like, do you care about any of these characters? Be honest.
No, obviously I don't care about any of these characters right now.
And is that normal? Like 5 episodes in, it's like 5 episodes in, name any anime. It's not that you have to love a character, but you're invested in somebody's storyline, somebody's subplot, something that's about to happen. It just seems like Lord of the Mysteries are just putting out episodes just to put out episodes.
But I think that's coming with time. I don't think that's the main thing of the show. I don't think this show is about emotional attachment to characters. I think that will come with time.
So what's the show about?
I think what's driving the plot forward is the mystery of what are these powers.
You don't care about this mystery.
You don't care about these mysteries. I care about the mysteries.
Because you read the manga.
No,
and
I didn't read the manga.
You know it's better. It's like it's like the Berserk anime. Like for all I know from everyone that's read it, it's amazing, right?
Yeah,
but just because the manga is amazing or novel, it doesn't mean you guys have to keep lying.
Who's lying though?
This is it's not good.
I think it's been really good so far for what I'm trying to watch it for, which is the intrigue of the mysteries. What are these powers? What is Klein doing in this world? What is his purpose going to be in this world? What are these strange powers? What is that gray fog? What is this mysticism? What are the levels to it? And all we've seen so far that I'm really interested in is we've only seen low sequence fights and low sequence people. We've only seen up to sequence 7. And I think the power system is setting up to be something great. I've only ever seen, even the manhwa, up to where I've read, we've only seen up to sequence 7. We haven't even seen any major, like, from the manhwa, the reason it got axed was that it was drawn poorly. So it's not even like I was reading it and I was all hyped, like, oh, this is so amazing. I read it because of the intrigue. The manhwa wasn't good because the art was so, like, standard and mediocre. But what kept me drawn in to that manhwa to read it up to where it got axed was that I was interested in like what are these like mysteries, what are the beyonders, and like the idea of like potions granting you an increased sequence. There not being a sequence 8 for the potion that Klein chose, the pathway that Klein chose. But he still chose it anyways because Emperor Roselle said he regretted not choosing the seer.
You don't care.
Like you don't care. You don't care. I care. I think
you care because you read it.
No, I don't care because I read it. No. That's your like headcanon. That's your headcanon. That's his headcanon of me. Is that he's telling me how I think or how I feel because I read the manhwa. I think it has nothing to do with it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, ask me a question.
Episode 3. Remember with the priest dude?
Yeah. No,
remember
that was episode 4, wasn't it?
Whichever episode.
Yeah.
You know how he was trying to kidnap Klein or something through the mirror, and the mirror stopped, and he's like, "No, I have to do this mission," and he cuts his arm, he throws it in the mirror.
Yeah,
so what happened? What was that?
I'll tell you what happened. In my opinion. Well, my opinion.
In your opinion, so you don't know what happened.
I don't know for sure. It's Lord of the Mysteries. It's Lord of the Mysteries. We haven't been. The power system hasn't been fully explained to us.
And that's my point. You can't just start an anime, not have a clear, concise power system, not have a clear, concise like plot where it's not easy to follow. Because we've all watched stuff that's hard to follow. But it's not about that. These are just poorly produced episodes. You're saying
not.
They are.
They're not.
They are, bro.
I don't think it's flawless, but I think it's incredibly harsh to say that it's an absolute disaster. And I think it's
a disaster for the expectation.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
So you think it's living up to the expectations?
I don't think that it's living up to the expectations. I think it's been really good so far. I think it's not been under what's been expected.
Come on.
I don't think it's below what's been expected.
I've been hearing about this for 3 years.
And that's what you have to do. You have to be patient. You have to see what it's building up to. Because like you said, about the part with the guy cutting his arm off, we're not stupid people. We are intelligent human beings. When it comes to mysticism, or like anything along those lines, naturally you would think when somebody sacrifices an arm, it's for a power increase or to do something to elevate your power. That's how it's always been in every like mysticism or power thing or whatever case you want to bring up. It's usually when you sacrifice something, you use it to gain power. Same thing with Full Metal Alchemist. You know, something cannot be gained without something of equivalent exchange. So like, it's natural to believe that they're producing this with the sense that you're not an idiot. You can see that he's sacrificing his arm and the power's increased, so therefore he sacrificed his arm and the power increased.
Okay, but like you said, if you're not invested in anyone's storyline, if the power system, which you could admit is a bit convoluted, right? How are you having fun? Like, what are you in all these episodes? It's been 5 episodes, right? In these 5 episodes, episodes, what is keeping you engaged?
The mysteries, like I've said over and over.
Come on, you can't just get a criticism and then be like, it's a mystery. You gotta keep it. No,
absolutely.
Brother. No, it's not.
If I go to Wendy's and I order a cheeseburger, I'm not gonna be mad that it's not chicken. It's called Lord of the Mysteries, so I want a mystery. You better lead me on and tell me. You better tease it.
It's not good though.
It's not good in your opinion.
No, I hate when.
It's not good in your opinion.
Stuff,
It's good in my opinion. It's been really good so far in my opinion. And I've been enjoying it. I look forward to Saturday to watch Lord of the Mysteries to see what happens next. What are they going to show us and teach us next? And I'm always eyeing, like I'm keeping a close attention to detail on the clues that they give us. And I'm trying to make sure that I remember as much as I can. Because once we get further along the stories, I'm 100% sure that they'll explain more and more about what these powers are, what they do. They've given us the name of some powers like sleepless. So my headcanon is that like the guy doesn't sleep properly because Klein, obviously, when he told those people in the Great Fog, that table or whatever, he told them it's not about whatever the hanged man said, that guy with the blue hair. It's not about what he said. It's about acting and digesting. It's about acting and digesting. So in order to attain that power, you would have to mimic that in some way. So if a power is called sleepless, that means he doesn't sleep, meaning his power has something to do with dreams and illusions and stuff like that, and it's leading you on. He's giving you that eye. But you see how like logic has driven me to come to these conclusions, and it's like they're leading you on to the answers to enjoy for yourself, and if you don't enjoy that type of show, then you just don't enjoy that type of show.
But no one's trying to do.
It's not like Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is a power system based show where it's like this is all about battle and killing curses. Therefore, it makes sense that they would tell you like what the power systems are and how they explain it. That's one format of telling a story. I think Lord of Mysteries is taking a different path because there's no like curses or this like clear-cut evil. It's like you're with Klein trying to discover what's going on in this world. Who should I fight for? I'll stay with the Nighthawks because they're killing the evil beyonders or whatever. But even him, he's a white canvas right now. We don't know what he really wants.
So let me just end it off like this.
Okay.
I'm not saying it by saying disaster. I don't mean disaster like it's horrible.
Yeah.
By disaster, I mean like a lot of these recent animes that's debuted in the past couple years. Some of them I've been hearing about for the past 5 years, 4 years, 2 years. And Lord of the Mysteries was part of that clique.
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, when this drops, it might change the game. Yeah. Right? All I'm saying is I feel like especially someone that's watched anime as much as you've watched anime, you could like whatever I don't care what people like. But objectively, as someone who's watched anime that's amazingly produced, badly produced, midly produced, we've both watched enough anime to know when something is off. Something is very off with Lord of the Mysteries. This is not what was promised. That's all I'm saying. You can still like it, you can still enjoy it, but you have to admit, objectively, this is not what was promised. Even as much as you like it, I know there's a part of you that thought you would have loved it way more.
I'll say this much. Here's my take on it to end it off. Is that what you're saying is, in my opinion, it's not without its flaws. Like I said, there are times when it's hard to follow. There's times when it's hard to follow, or a fight scene is like incredibly like all over the place, and you're like, where's Klein in this? Where's this guy in this? What part of that massive figure's body? Remember when they fought that big ass like creature? I think they fought 2 of them already. That big ass creature, like it's like, what are they fighting? Like what part of the creature's body is he hitting? Like it gets confusing.
There was like a genjutsu, like Leonard did some weird genjutsu domain expansion, and then it's like that's what I mean by the choreography is weird.
The thing is though, in my opinion though, is that we know that his power is called the Midnight Poet, so like it's probably like something to do with dreams too. It's probably similar to like what my boy with the silver hair that recruited Klein is. It's probably something like the same deal. How he has like illusions, and Miss Daly, like how they have the dreams kind of like weird power. We as like viewers have to understand that Lord of the Mysteries has a massive amount of information. A massive amount of information. And they're trying to fit as much as possible as they can in these small amount of episodes while still keeping it as fluid as they can. So I'll say this much. They're doing a good job for the job that they have, the task that's at their hand.
This is obviously we'll agree to disagree, but this is the problem I think that's happened to not just anime, every community, right? I just feel like fandom has gone to a point where we can't keep it real no more. We can't just all band together and be like, yo, this is not what was promised. This is trash. Like now.
But it's not trash.
No, it is.
It's not trash.
Okay, not it's not literally trash.
Okay, yeah.
But like, this is not what we promised for. Like, nah, this is not it. Now these days, because of social media, because of all these clicks, because most things are a monolith on
fandoms can get toxic.
Yeah,
and it's like you're going too hard to defend your thing. I get that.
And for example, I made a couple videos on Lord of the Mysteries, and you just have a bunch of people typing skill issue. You don't understand it. It's like, bro, when I talk to most anime only people, they agree. So it's like people need to start getting out of their bubbles. Yes, you could love Lord of the Mysteries, but it has a lot of issues. A lot of issues. It's not it's a bit. No, it has a lot of issues. It does.
In your opinion.
And like, I just hope, now I'm rooting for, I'm not going to root for the show's downfall, but I'm going to keep watching for at least, because funny enough.
Don't watch it with a cynical eye.
Funny enough, the recent episode was my favorite episode so far.
Really?
The one with Trish. Yeah. I feel like his storyline with the whole shape-shifting, that was the most interesting plot point.
Yeah.
The fights were kind of easier to follow.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep watching. I don't expect it to get that much better, but when it's all done, we'll come back and we'll talk about it again.
We'll talk about it, yeah. I'm sure that by the end of the season, you'll have a much different outlook than you do now.
Okay.
I'm being patient with it. I think this has always been you, by the way. I think this has always been you. Where 3 episodes, 4 episodes in, I don't know if you remember which, this is personal, but Chainsaw Man, when I was telling you how great it was, and you're like, you weren't impressed.
But it only took me 3 episodes.
It only took you 3 episodes, yes. But I'm saying is that you were being very harsh in those first 3 episodes.
But all I'm saying is 5 episodes in, you have the show. Like,
I think
the show is what it's gonna be. Obviously, it could get a bit better, but if 5 episodes in, it's very underwhelming. It's gonna be underwhelming.
Okay, but do you see this point where Chainsaw Man is a much smaller story that has much quicker pacing than a story like Lord of the Mysteries, as long as it is, and as complex as it is, would be, you know what I mean? So naturally, what takes 5 episodes for Chainsaw Man is gonna take probably more episodes than you would with Lord of the Mysteries.
But that's the thing.
Because the story and the plot is so thick and so long, and it's building you up to a much larger world, I imagine. It would naturally take a lot longer for you to like be fully invested.
But that's the problem. That's what I really don't like about the Lord of the Mysteries fandom. Y'all act like this is everyone's first time watching No, like plenty of us have watched things way more complicated than Lord of the Mysteries.
Absolutely.
It's not about that. Why is it every time we bring it up, you guys talk? No, it's not about that. It's about whichever studio is animating it. They're not doing that good of a job. That's it. We don't gotta say it's a mystery. We don't got to make excuses. The people animating it are not doing a great job, and it's okay to admit it. It's okay.
Listen, if the manga readers, if they're saying they're doing a good job for what it's setting up to do, I would rather believe them and be patient than us being ignorant of what the story is setting up to do and say, oh, it's trash in the first 5 episodes. I'm just taking it as this is a mystery. We're going to keep going episode by episode. I'm drawn in by a lot of different things in the show, and I really want to know more about it. Therefore, I will keep the patience. It's not perfect. It's not without its flaws. Sometimes things are hard to follow. Sometimes things get complicated. But the things that are incredibly complicated, I'm sure they'll explain it down the line. And I think that's where I'll leave it off. We'll just agree to disagree, and we'll come back to it at the end of the season. All right. You heard that? You heard that, guys. We'll agree to disagree. Yeah. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Has Lord of the Mysteries lived up to your expectations, or are you more like me? And it's not that it's the worst anime in the world. It's just that it's not what was promised for all these years. Let me know, let us know, or let me know, let whoever know down in the comments. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you on the next. Be sure to like. Turn around. Nigga.